Greetings, Irish Nation and Irish haters. The recruiting is over. Commitments have been made. Transfers decided. Practices are in motion. Games are slated. Bowl games have unknown participants with a national champion uncrowned. But to play like a champion, you need to talk like a champion. Welcome back, Irish Nation. Glad you could join me here for another edition of Talk Like a Champion. I am Mr. CeeLo here talking about the wonderful things of our Notre Dame Fighting Irish on this victory Saturday, I might add. This was not what I anticipated. And I guess for us to be able to come through and handle our business the way we did, despite the fact we had several receivers on the sideline, pretty impressive. We still got to call these games better. We're going to get into the game, but Notre Dame pulls out the win 21-14 over a resilient Duke Blue Devil team. Sam Hartman showing why he's the leader of this team, and where this team goes, where he goes, this team goes. I don't know. It was just, It was one of those games where it's like, ouch. But defensively, we've still got problems tackling the football. I'm just, oh man. Yeah, it's like, you're killing me, Smalls. Guys like Howard Cross stepped up big for the defense. He had 11 tackles, as well as Leofau, who had that recovery at the end of the game. And, it's huge. It's huge. Baptiste had another great game. As I said, Leofau had another great game defensively. I'm just wondering about our DBs. Listen, I love Al Golden, but at some point we got to get this right. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, when is this coverage, these top DBs, going to show? I mean, this is what you have to do. And I'll give you guys a Carolina Panthers reference. When the Panthers went to the Super Bowl in 2015, and we had Josh Norman shutting down one side of the field, they basically shielded everything away from Norman because he was that good. This is what we have to do. If we got to stick guys like Morrison on one side by himself and shade everything to that side, to the opposite side, that's what we need to do. Because, I mean, these guys are whooping tail in practice, and then it's like, is this just all talk? But let's go through, and Sam Hartman was 15 of 30, 222. Now, he was uncharacteristically inaccurate on some throws tonight. I don't know if it's timing or what, but he was better than his counterpart. He had 222 yards. Estime had 18 carries, 8.1 yards, including and 2 scores. But he had the big one that finished it, the 30-yarder. And, there's got to be some things that's got to happen. I mean, you're talking about, we had 159 yards on 32 carries. This looks reminiscent to the Ohio State game. I mean, I'm still waiting for us to incorporate play action pass. I don't understand why at this junction, this late in the season, many times as Notre Dame runs the football, why is it we are not doing play action? That's what killed us. When we're sitting here thinking, okay, quarterback's going to go. So the running backs were able to get the ball and go with it. When are we going to start doing that? Hartman can run the ball. I mean, it just never ceases to amaze me. I mean, I get Gerard Parker's in his first year calling plays, but this needs to be brought in. Guys, y'all been hearing me say this: play, action, pass. We got to stop with these slants. These little short slants are just they're killing us on third and mediums. And honestly, to Duke's credit, they have a really good defense. But I saw too many times where we did not make plays. And the offensive line is going to have to start putting their chin straps on. And we need to run more crossers. That's just the bottom line. We have got to come up with more creative ways to get our speedsters the ball. But did not look like a national champ contender tonight. Did not. Mitchell Evans had a career night tonight. This dude, I remember when we were talking about him last year, it's like he's going to be the heir apparent to Michael Mayer. He stepped into his own. The last 2 games, he's been balling. Tonight he had 6 grabs for 134. Tyree had 2 for 28. And Flores, good job, 2 for 28. Estime had 4 grabs for 25 yards. And, he had quite a few bad throws. So we're going to need to clean those up, But other than that, I was looking at how these read option quarterbacks, Al Golden's going to have to figure out what's going on. Because the reality of it is they had a game plan that they just absolutely obliterated in first half. Second half, they come out here and start letting him run the ball. And it's like, you guys didn't adjust. Come on. There's no way we should get beat by a running quarterback. No way. But he ended up having, he ended up having 88 yards on the ground on 18 totes. That can't happen. And guys, we got to tackle. We're not tackling. I know I saw Leofow missed a couple of tackles. Bertrand, Watts, and Morrison, bro. You might be an All-American in coverage, but you got to learn how to tackle. Come on. I just question a lot of times what we call defensively because there is no reason why the middle of the field should be open on a blitz. You have to bring those safeties up. I'm not worried about a guy like Leonard beating me over the top. Hell, his accuracy was all over the place. I didn't know who I was looking at until the last drive with Sam Hartman. He was throwing some balls, and I'm like, dang, Sam, you missed that bad? And this was not when he got rattled. But as I said, we got the win, 21-14. Everybody in the country was wondering how we were going to look. We moved to 5-1. And like I said, it was a hard-fought victory, but it's going to be short-lived because Louisville pulled a big. I wouldn't say an upset, but they pulled a big win today. They upset North Carolina State in Raleigh, 13-10. So we got to get ready for them because their defense is very good. So, yeah, we got to get better. And I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's going to say, well, we won the game, so that's all that matters. Not when you're not running the football effectively. And I thought these guys would have looked at that and said, okay, we've got to do something different. And we do. We cannot continue to just pull punches going to 4 quarters. We've got to move. We've got to start establishing something. To me, Estime is the guy. But we don't need to be running the ball 39 times to the point where it's like, okay, we need Sam Hartman to dig us out. Now, I admit, Hartman was not very effective tonight. This is probably one of his least effective games. But then the other aspect of it is we didn't have a lot of our guys out there. As they said in the broadcast, I didn't know Greathouse was he was a late scratch. I think they said he was a game time scratch. But we managed to get it done. Like we said, we got Greathouse that was out, Thomas that was out tonight, and Colsey's in the surgery. So it's going to be more important than ever that these guys step up. Flores had a great game. Mitchell Evans, I knew this guy was going to be a big contributor this year, but didn't know it was going to be like this. Of course, Estime had a big game. And we ultimately have a big game coming up next week, and before we end up having, I think we've got, let's see what we got, Irish Nation. We've got Louisville next week, and this reason why this is dangerous because we have USC the following week. But this is a great win, guys. I will get with you guys and do a layout sometime later on, earlier in the week about Louisville, what we need to expect, and the grades for the last game. But I'm happy, not ecstatic, because I anticipated us coming in after losing the game we lost to Ohio State and just dominating Duke. We looked like we were early on, but once again, we get inside, we get turnovers, and we don't capitalize, and we've got to capitalize when we have those opportunities, and we did not. We have one of the premier kickers in the game, but Trader, bro, I don't care how high you can kick it or how far you can kick. We need to go between. Okay? Good job, but I don't care how high you can kick it. It's got to go through. All right, Irish Nation, that's going to do it for me. Until the next time, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.